Good evening, folks. Good evening. Happy Friday Eve. For those of us that work Monday to Friday. Hello, Ollie. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Cham. Good to see you. Good to see you. Right, so here we are for episode 2 of our grand escapades. How was my day at work? Very boring. I got up at 9 instead of 7 because I felt really tired and I had a raging headache. So I just did 6 hours, finished at 3. Didn't really do a great deal. I wasn't feeling too chipper. But yeah, other than that, it's been a bit of a slow week. I've struggled to get into the swing of things after my holiday this week. It's been difficult. We'll get there. It's just taking me a bit of a while. Right, Crazy Canuck, good evening to you. Baz, good to see you. Fantasy, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So, we have to finish at 9 o'clock, so there's no flim-flam today. Other than the flim-flam you get naturally from the game. The game produces enough flim-flam for all of us. Because I've got my own real-life contract to complete at 9 PM because I forgot to get my mum's paracetamol and ibuprofen gel. So before Lidl shuts at 10, I've got to vacate at about 9 to get there. I could stretch to 1:15 if we're in the middle of something, but need to really be making tracks to complete my own contract this evening, over and above anything we get involved with here. So yeah, we've got to crack on. Probably won't eat until after 9, so at least it'll be uninterrupted, I suppose. Right, anyway, we're almost ready for a start, but before we do, just a quick reminder, the premise of the series and all that. Yep, we are having a live action AI assisted tabletop session of CK3 of sorts, where our robotic friend who saw the news this morning, AI went a bit rogue, didn't it, or something? A bit of Terminator stuff happened. Anyway, it's role-playing the characters. It's role-playing the characters that we encounter, and it's also DMing as well, so helping to set scenes and all that kind of jazz. Bit of flavour text and stuff to help, you know, bring the whole thing alive a little bit. So that's what's happening, and I've got source documents running in the background, making sure that it's keeping track of all the interactions between the characters, myself, and the characters themselves, and how they interact with each other and with me, to keep a record of that privately, which steers their kind of ambitions and how they react with you and other people, just to, you know, make it more like a, you know, like a community building together. Cliques might form and all this kind of stuff. So we'll see how see if it works. And then, of course, I have actually it was Ollie that came up with the idea to get you guys involved as well. You can create your own characters and create them with you know, a bit of a character sheet that I put out on the Discord server, and I will put that into the source documentation and with instructions for those characters to be introduced naturally into the campaign. So not all the characters that you've created are not going to arrive on the doorstep coming knocking, but they're going to be fed in by our trusted digital DM at various points in the story. I'm hoping it might be one of them might get a bit of a cameo appearance today, I'm hoping. But yeah, the DM and the robotics will also be role-playing as your characters. If you're present and your character is introduced, then feel free. You can, of course, provide live-action advice, which will trump it. But if you're not here, your character will be in, I'd say, good hands, but I'm not so sure. It'll be in some form of hands to carry on with how that, you know, how your character interacts with the story as we progress onwards. So it's going to. I'm really looking forward to see how it all pans out. I've really enjoyed the first session. Anyway, we've got our two clanmates, if you will, our two camp followers with us. The blonde bombshell, competent Jobsworth. Somebody called him a Jobsworth in the chat, and I think you're quite right. He takes his job very seriously, which is good. But it gave me a bit of a roasting for leaving him behind when we went to check the contracts, if you remember. he didn't take too happily to that, so, you know, Mr. Jobsworth there. And then we've got we're going to have to explore this a bit further today with him. You might not like it, but potential camp stooge in waiting Withers. No, that's not Withers. Sorry, Twinkletoes. I'll get him right eventually. Twinkletoes. Who likes to dance. Courtly dancing, so he says. Courtly dancing, if that's how the dancing courts, I'm not missing out. Yeah. So we're gonna see whether or not Count Stooge might be something he will ultimately embrace. We're gonna twist his arm. I'm a persuasive person. Got diplomacy 15 after all. That actually, you know, morale is very much an important factor in any camp, and you know, when hardships are fallen upon, when those wagon wheels get stuck in mud, you need camp morale to help you through the difficult days. So, you know, take your job seriously, Mr. Stooge. The camp's morale is in your hands. It's a very important role. That's how we're going to sell it to him. We'll see if he takes it. But anyway, so yeah, expect to see your characters introduced. It might not be today. It'll be when the DM decides it's going to happen, and it'll be much excitement when they do finally turn up, because you know, it'd be fun to see how they slot into the story. So anyway, there you go. And we finished the last session having assembled some gathering of some form of following, a very small, minute following, but nonetheless, we've got some, you know, hired help filtering in the background of the camp. You know, the hangers-on, the people making sure we've got enough food and trying in earnest to build a palisade. We're 2 months in; they're still not mastered it. Amateurs, I think we've hired here. But we need somebody martially competent. We could do with a physician, you know, and fun on the way, basically. A caravan master as well. All these positions are up for grabs, but we'll see if we can find some suitable and able candidates. And rest a good evening to you. So that's the nature of where we are. I thought I'd pour myself another rum and coke here. My Captain Morgan's spiced duty-free version is now a third of a bottle down. But it's very nice. Very nice. Right, without further ado, there's nothing else left to say, really, other than we were thinking about heading south, but, you know, we heard in the camp, on the camp grapevine, you know, we hear the chatterings of the people that, you know, war-torn areas could be opportunities, not just danger, and we were looking at heading south. So, we, you know, I've got a decision to make as camp leader here. So, let's make a decision. Let's decide what we're going to do. Medieval 3 total warriors today. Oh, that's cool. As long as it's not hidden behind DLCs. You know, give us most of them. Fair enough, have a couple or so, you know, little unique ones, but please. Please. Did I not read that was going to be a thing anyway? I'm sure I read that was going to happen. But maybe they've changed their tact after an outrage or something, who knows. Anyway. We haven't finished yet, and we're not going to go anywhere just yet. We're going to take one last look in Jorvik before we make a decision. So here we go. 12th of March, 867 AD. The war for Northumbria rages on in the north. Nothing but a criminal contract has reached our ears thus far, but the word around camp is that there may be opportunity where war rages the land. So that's perhaps a decision we might need to make at some point before we set on the move. But down south the lands potentially could be safer, but opportunities might be scarce. Although one opportunity we are almost guaranteed, and that is the opportunity from our recently acquired patron, what's his face? Earl Aethelred of Lindsay. We could call in favour and see if he might not be able to put some work our way. I mean, he's seen how competent we are. But for now, one last tour of Jorvik, for there may just be a man or woman knocking about who might want to join our band before we up sticks and search for pastures new. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's delicious. It's still criminal. We could roleplay it as a rebellious one. We could do. That's actually a good point. But the trouble with criminal contracts is you get a trait with them, don't you? You guarantee, with some of them, you're guaranteed to get a certain trait. So if we take the contract, we'd be getting the gallows bait trait. I'm not so keen on that, really. The cold March wind moves across the half-built perimeter, carrying the distant hammering of timber and the smell of wet earth from the trenches. Beyond it, Jorvik's walls sit beneath a low grey sky, while travellers bring the same stories from the north. Armies marching, farms emptied, and fortunes being made by men willing to stand close enough to the fire. Withers tightens the strap across his shoulder and looks toward the northern road. There would be work where the war is, he says. There is always work where men are frightened, hungry, or dead. The question is whether the work we can do without becoming one of the three. Oh. Twinkletoes gives him a sideways glance, a stirring endorsement of enterprise. Oh, hang fire. Hang on. Hang on here. Something's developed. I give the order for one final visit to Jorvik. The wagons will remain where they are for the day. Supplies will be counted, the perimeter work inspected, and any suitable travellers, labourers or fighters considered before the company commits itself to the road. But before the three men have even passed beyond the camp's outer trench, a solitary figure appears upon the track from the city. He is short and slim, wrapped in worn monastic robes, stained by travel and old smoke. A small scar crosses one cheek beneath a neatly kept beard. Under one arm he carries several battered books bundled in cloth. Beneath the other, a rolled map, already crowded with annotations, symbols and corrections. He stops several paces away, notices Withraid's hand resting near his weapon, and raises his empty hand. Now, I didn't read your blurbs. I just copy and pasted them so that I don't know what your characters are about, so it keeps it private from me. So I don't know who your characters are. He stops several paces away and notices Withraid's hand resting on his weapon. Right. Master Damian of the Golden Cloak. His voice is quiet and careful, but his eyes brighten the moment they move from the company banner to the roads marked upon his map. Forgive the intrusion. My name is Theobald. Some call me the monk, though I have no monastery left in which to deserve the title. He looks briefly towards the north. I hear you seek honest work, and news of safer roads. I possess rather more knowledge of rulers, banners, ruined monasteries than any sensible man should carry, and rather less silver than a traveller requires. He hesitates, gathering his nerve. I intend to travel south. If you would permit me a place beside your fire, I may be able to tell you what lies between Jorvik, Lindsay and Mercia. In return, I ask only you hear me before deciding whether my books are worth their weight. Aelfwine's eyebrows rise with immediate interest. Withraid studies the soot on the robes, the weight of the books and the man's empty hands. The final tour of Jorvik has not yet begun, and already someone has come looking for the Golden Oak. Theobald waits for Damien's answer. Ooh, Theobald the monk, he's got maps. He looks competent. Ooh, this is promising. Right then, so I look up and down and notice this man appears to be highly organised and carries a calm aura about him. Indeed. Theobald, you say? Well, there is place by my campfire for this evening at least. I will come and speak with you in more detail a bit later, as I have business in the town. But please, Withers, escort this good man to camp and ensure that he is settled and well fed, and ready for my return once I have finished in Jorvik. So Martianize, you're in. That's if I accept you. Currently you're just going to warm your hands by the fire and be fed and watered and wait for my return, but you never know. It looks promising. Theobald bows his head, not deeply, but with the careful gratitude of a man who knows the difference between hospitality and acceptance. See, not accepted you just yet. For one evening, Master Damien, I am in your debt. I will not mistake your fire for a promise. Withraid steps forward and takes one of the heavier book bundles before Theobald can protest. You can repay the meal by not collapsing before you eat it. Theobald blinks and allows the faintest smile. A reasonable theological position. Withers leads the man towards camp, slowing his pace without making a show of it. He asks no questions yet, but his eyes move over the soot-stained robes, the worn bindings, and the map tucked beneath Theobald's arm. You will see the stranger fed, warmed and watched, all three being equally important in his understanding of hospitality. Aelfwine remains beside Damien's side, following the pair with an amused expression. Organised, calm, literate, and already carrying his own paperwork. Careful, Master. If you leave him unattended near the wagons, he may become indispensable. He adjusts his cloak and turns to Jorvik. Still, he arrived asking for a place at the fire rather than an office beside it. That speaks in his favour. One final tour of Jorvik, then. Let's see what lies within. Okay. Decision. There we go. One last visit to the castle. Let's see which ne'er-do-wells lie within. Can we have another follower to add to the camp? Very busy today. We need fighting men, so let's go take a look in the castle. I think the training grounds are just literally for training until we get ourselves a proving grounds. So we're certainly not spending money on training right now. So how about some able bodies in the garrison? We've got Ottar and we've got Maleswegen, both of which are rather pricey. So we're not going to go for either of them, but just in case you're interested, folks, this is Maleswegen, chaste, compassionate, zealous, skilled tactician, reckless, flexible leader. He's not horrendous, but for the price he's wanting, I mean, I don't know what the going rate is just yet for people, but you know, it seems a bit over the odds, if you ask me. And then Ottar is horrendous, so how he's charging 130 coins is beyond me. Lustful, honest, patient. Hunter, flexible leader. Hastiluder. Yeah, perhaps not. So there's nothing at the castle, so we go and instead mingle in the tavern, and we stumble into two characters here. Or is it three? There's three characters here. We've got Herbert, who we know that before is sadistic. We've seen him here before. Oh, he's got a commander. He's got commander traits. Oh, is that the reason? Baloney. We've got Alfleda. Ooh, 45. She's just shy and lazy. Adequate bargainer, a scholar, a witch, but a genius. Oh, she's could be an interesting character. But she's 144 coins. Again, a bit outside of our price range, but certainly very interesting. Look at this level of learning. She would be quite an interesting character to bring into the roleplay, I think. She would be quite an interesting one. I think we might follow her, pin her. There'll be a lot of pin characters here. But I think she could be quite a good one. A witch and a monk. Yeah. I wonder if you should make a good physician. Black magic healing. I'll stick these 50,000 pins in you. What's this? What's this kind of medicine? It's better than some other medicines of these times, trust me. I've seen how this goes. And we've got Seinberg, who's 30. 11 prowess, 14 martial. She's stubborn, can appreciate that. Zealous, misguided warrior, and a flexible leader. Now she's free. She's free. Now just because somebody's free doesn't mean we should take them willy-nilly. Having found no joy at the military grounds and in the castle keep, we head to the local tavern one final time, drinks this time remaining behind the bar. We stumble into 3 people, one of which we've seen before, and we quickly avert our gaze to avoid his shifty stare. Heribert. Yes, there's just something about him that just didn't sit well. Sat quietly in the corner talking together were 2 ladies. Upon seeing us enter, they looked over, and one of them quickly looked away and giggled. Caught our attention. We sidled over, sat down, and had a bit of a chat with them. One of them was Seinberg, a lovely lady who had something about her that we resonated with. Whilst chewing the fat and with us partially interrogating the poor lady, we decide whether or not she would be a suitable candidate to try to convince to join our party. Make for a perfect wife. 2 stubborn people getting married, even in a laugh, that would be chaos and carnage. Which would be perfect, right? For not for a quiet life. We would trust ourselves with a witch for our health? Clearly not. We passed by on another mystic, didn't we, in the last session? Would she announce that she's a witch? No. Would we? Would we? I don't know. Twinkletoes was perhaps the first to meet the 2 ladies. I believe diplomacy has summoned us, he says, whilst already moving towards them. Hold your horses, sir. Seinberg proves easy company. There is something open in her manner without being careless, and something familiar in the way she listens before answering. She does not perform for the table, she speaks plainly, laughs without cruelty, and seems neither intimidated by the golden oak nor overly impressed by it. Right, sorry, I lost my place there. So, I find myself warming to her. With Raid, unfortunately for Seinberg, interprets warming to her as begin the security assessment. Where are you from? Family? Nearby? Debts? Any reason someone might follow you? Leave the poor lady alone. Nonetheless, with his questioning, slows as Steinberg answers. He looks again at her hands and her posture and the sword resting beside the table. She knows how to carry it, he says quietly, not merely how to wear it. Honourable, devout and competent with the blade. Steinberg does not seem embarrassed by the assessment. A person can go hungry without becoming a thief. There's something about you, my dear. Do you know what? Today is an auspicious day. We already have an able individual presenting themselves before me. Looks like could be a very useful individual, and I think I get good feelings about you, my dear Steinberg. Would you care to join us on the road south? I can promise you nothing but good humour, honest work, and an opportunity to see the world. If that sounds like it's your taste, then perhaps there will be room by our hearth for you. Good old pronunciation and all that. We probably need to be taught Anglo-Saxon pronunciation. But yes, she's 14 martial, stubborn, zealous. Yeah, she's got a couple of little things going on. She's reasonable. I don't know if she can be a knight actually, because she's female anyway. Cyborg. Cyborg holds your gaze for a moment. Then one corner of her mouth lifts. It's going to have to be. It's going to have to be Cyborg. Oh my God, she's not going to. We'll have to challenge her. We'll have to ask her. Is she happy with this? She holds her gaze for a moment. Then one corner of her mouth lifts. Steinberg, Master Damien. Though, if I must answer to Steinberg, she misheard us. In exchange for supper, I said, "No, you're gonna hear worse than that, love. You're gonna hear worse than that." It's a bit beyond the means of 867, Ollie, as you're just commenting. But hey, we've been punted from the future. Honest work, fair treatment, no preying upon farmers, pilgrims or frightened folk merely because the purse is light. I will not swear loyalty to a banner I've only just seen, nor call strangers family before they have earned it, but I will walk south with you and judge the Golden Oak by its deeds. Get you. You don't have to come. I don't bloody trust you. I'll help you back here, love. Bloody hell. Withred gives a slow, approving nod. Sensible. She offers me her hand across the table. Give me honest work, Master Damien, and you will have an honest sword. We take the hand delicately and plant a kiss upon it. Honest work, I can promise you that. And just for all intents and purposes, we do have a habit in our company of naming people, nicknaming people, you might say, and yeah, Cyborg springs to mind. I hope you don't. I hope you don't mind. Right, follow me. To camp we go. Story or two? We don't have time. So we have Cyborg. Who remembers a game on the Mega Drive called Cyborg Justice? Here she is. So let's take a quick look at roles and responsibilities. Not that we would give her anything just yet. She's just joined. So what does a camp stooge get? Do they get anything? Oh, opinion -5. tough. It's not looking good for you, my friend. Not looking good. She can't be a bodyguard because she's female, but that's fine. She will prove useful in other pursuits, I am sure. I don't think she can join the military either as a female because of Catholic laws. But it's fine. It's fine. We have somebody to shield away from Twinkletoes. Steinberg's eyes widen slightly as Damien lifts her hand and kisses it. For the first time since the conversation began, the composed warrior looks genuinely wrong-footed. You are a strange man, Master Damien. Yes. Then comes the proposed name. Cyborg? Steinberg repeats it slowly as though testing whether it belongs to a person, a foreign siege engine or some obscure heresy. Withraid looks between the two of you. You have known her for half a cup of ale, and already renamed her twice. No, the first time she misheard me, actually. Steinberg finally laughs. Sorry, I Steinberg finally laughs, a brief and guarded sound quite different from the polite amusement she offered earlier. Very well, Cyborg, if you must, but only within the company. If you introduce me to an earl by that name, I shall tell him you suffered a blow to the head on the road. She rises, fastens her sword belt, and bids farewell to the woman seated beside her. Whatever uncertainty remains, she does not linger over it. Her small bundle is already packed. The habits of a wanderer run deep. Outside, the March air bites after the warmth of the tavern. Steinberg falls into step behind Withraid rather than behind him. Both notice. Yes. As the unfinished trenches of the Golden Oak come into view, smoke curls above the wagons. Somewhere inside the perimeter, Theobald waits beside the fire with his books, his map, and the meal Withraid arranged for him. The company had entered Jorvik with 2 companions. It returns to camp with a possible sword, a waiting scholar, and considerably more personality than it possessed that morning. Right then. We have a camp conflab to have, and then we're going to decide where we're going to go. Are we going north, or are we going south? Oh, the music is all very mystical. Or monastical, I suppose. Right, anyway, the day passes by, all parties back in camp. The smell of supper on the air as the campfire crackles. Wasting no time, you summon the assembled followers and recently acquired Theobald to join you. There is a decision to be made. North, in the war-torn lands of Northumbria, or the safety, or relative safety in comparison at least, of Mercia. I have just received a missive from our patron Earl Ethelred, who has promised us work if we were to head over to his neck of the woods. He has an escort emissary contract available. Is this company up to escorting a person of import? If we plan our route accordingly, I would say so. But I am eager to hear your thoughts on the matter. South is definitely a strong candidate. But who knows, perhaps the northern harshness of Northumbria and Alba get the thoughts of our growing following. The campfire throws long shadows across the unfinished perimeter. Supper simmers in an iron pot. Wet timber spits in the flames. Withraid sits near the wagons, Sienberg beside him with her sword within reach. Aelfwine lounges with studied carelessness, while Theobald has already unrolled part of his map across an upturned crate, protecting its corners from the wind with 2 books and a wooden bowl. I finish reading Ethelred's missive aloud. For a moment, only the fire answers. Then Withraid speaks, rubbing a thumb across his beard. An escort is honest work, necessary work too, but the word emissary concerns me more than the word escort. He looks around the fire. A merchant's enemies want his purse, an emissary's enemies may want his message, his silence, or a war. His gaze settles on Sienberg. We are better prepared than we were yesterday. We now have 2 people capable of standing between danger and the rest of the company. He then turns to us. But I would know the route, the distance, the number travelling, and whether the patron expects discretion or a display of force. If Ethelred gives us time to plan, I favour Lindsay. A known patron and a clear duty are better than chasing rumours through a battlefield. Aelfwine interjects, while he lifts his cup and somehow has acquired... lifts the cup he has somehow acquired, despite no one seeing him pour it. Hey up, Mr. Twinkletoes, I've got your number, pal. You're like a Morgan Spice like me, don't you? Northumbria offers opportunities in the same way a burning house offers warmth. Sienberg gives him a look. Briefly, Aelfwine leans forward. This contract has another virtue. It places us beside someone important enough to require protection. If we succeed, the emissary remembers us, the recipient remembers us, and Aethelred's judgment appears sound. His expression sharpens. But escort work is not merely walking beside a horse with a sword. We must discover who might benefit from the emissary failing to arrive. The shortest road may not be the safest, and the obvious attackers may not be the only ones. He smiles faintly. Fortunately, Master, you have recently surrounded yourself with suspicious people. Sienberg rests both her forearms upon her knees. I said I would take honest work. Protecting a traveller is honest. Her answer is immediate but not reckless. If the emissary comes under our care, we do not leave them behind because the road becomes difficult. We do not accept payment and decide halfway that the risk exceeds the coin. She looks directly at us. Before we agree, ask Aethelred whether the traveller is already being hunted, how many guards accompany them, whether they carry visible colours, and whether secrecy is permitted. A brief pause. If the route can be made sensible... Aelfwine raises his cup. Cyborg has spoken. Sienberg does not look at him. Do not make me regret tolerating that name. Theobald has been moving one finger slowly down the map. Mercia is not safe, Master Damien. Merely safer than the north. And safety is always relative when messages pass between powerful men. He taps Lindsay. Yet this is the advantage. Earl Aethelred is known to you, and you are known favourably to him. That matters. In Northumbria you would enter a war seeking an opportunity without knowing who regards you as useful, foreign or expendable. His finger traces a possible route south. An emissary contract also gives the journey purpose. You would not be abandoning Jorvik and hoping to find work later. You would be leaving because work has called you somewhere better. He glances up, remembering Damien's earlier principle about, or almost word for word. That seems important. And then with the slightest increase in enthusiasm, and once we know the emissary's destination, I may be able to identify the principal rulers, borders, and likely political tensions along the road. Not perfectly, he adds quickly. Maps are records of what men believed yesterday. Oh. I've taken note of what Theobald said. He sounds like a very learned fella and very sensible fella. I quite like what he's saying. Withraid looks around the fire and gives a judgment plainly. We can do it, provided we prepare properly. The council appears united. Aethelred's escort contract and travel south, but only after examining the contract details, the emissary, the destination and the available routes. Northumbria promises opportunity amid chaos. Lindsay offers honest work, a trusted patron and a purposeful step towards Mercia. The final word, however, will remain with Master Damien. Okay, final word remains with me. I have heard your counsel, my good men. Thank you for your wise words, each and every one of you. It seems our travel to the south is perhaps the most sensible for now. Let's take a look at this contract in more detail. I figure out how to do it, of course. Right, here we go. Escort emissary contract. Ready and ripe for the taking. Exceptional success, regular success. And we also have potential failures. You think this format would work really well with RimWorld when colonists speak to each other? The game says things like, Chef wooed Abigail by cheerfully making fun of her facial hair. And I imagine the hair interpretation of that. It's very true. Holy hell, yes. Yes. So, exceptional success. So, if we a noble envoy, so this is Earl Aethelred again. Do we know who the envoy is? I don't think we do. A noble envoy of the Earl needs protecting from bandits and accidents. Ooh. I mean, we've not got anybody military. This could be bad. 90 gold upon success. 150 prestige. We renew our weak hook because we've already used it to get this contract. Less coin, less opinion, but still get a weak hook if we get a regular success. Potential failure. Just a bit of prestige loss and he loses opinion. I spread Aethelred's parchment across the crate, smoothing the corners with both hands. The contract is modest in rank, but not trivial. A noble envoy must be escorted to a distant county, protected not only from bandits but from the less glorious enemies of travel. Bad roads, accidents, illness and poor judgment. The rewards are clear. Okay, so the council are casting their gaze, and their position is favourable but disciplined. I'm glad to hear they're a disciplined bunch. This appears to be a strong candidate for the Golden Oak. But before pressing, take contract, inspect. The failures, we know the failures. We're taking the contract, I've decided, as party leader. Ooh, hang fire. Ooh, we've got quite a few things happening here. Let me get my head around this. Bear with me. A delegation from Earl Aethelred of Lindsey saunters through the flaps of my great tent. I, Aethelwulf, am most loyal servant of the Earl. It is his words I must carry to Bebbanburg in Northumbria. We're going north, my friends. Oh dear. Into the heartlands that we were trying to avoid. Hang fire. The mood around the fire changes the moment Aethelwulf names his destination. Bebbanburg, Bernicia, the hall of Petty King Aela. Not south, north. Oh, hellfire. Straight toward the land everyone had spent the evening describing as what? Oh no, what have I done? We can't see this without accepting the contract, unfortunately. It's luck of the draw, unless there's a way to do it and I've just not realised. Aethelwine stares at the missive for several seconds before looking towards us. Well, Earl Aethelred has indeed found us work on the road. He has simply neglected to mention that the road goes in precisely the opposite direction. Withraid leans over Theobald's map. There is no wandering clerk carrying household accounts. Oh, this is no wandering clerk, carrying household accounts. Aethelwulf is the Earl's steward. If something happens to him, we do not merely lose 90 gold, we fail a man whose trust has already opened 1 door. Oh no, is he the source? Oh, he is the source. Oh, so not only are we going to the war-torn lands, we have actually got a very important man to the Earl in our care. So if something happens to him, this could go catastrophically wrong, my friends. This is a high-stakes contract all of a sudden. Gosh. He traces the northern route without touching the parchment. Bandits will be the least complicated danger. Armies, scouts, frightened levies, closed gates, stolen provisions, those are what concern me. Steinberg's expression has hardened, though not with reluctance. He carries peaceful words to an Anglo-Saxon king through a county broken by war. That is exactly why he requires an escort. She looks at us. I joined you for honest work. This is honest work. Dangerous work, certainly, but not senseless work. Theobald has gone very still. His fingers rests near Bebenberg. Petty King Aela's position is precarious. Any message reaching his hall may be interpreted as friendship, conspiracy or desperation, depending on who intercepts it. Master Steward, are the contents known to anyone beyond yourself and Earl Aethelred? He says to Aethelwulf. Aethelwulf pulls a missive closer beneath his cloak. The Earl's entrusted his words to me because he expected them to remain his. Aelfwine smiles without humour. Of course, that's Twinkletoes. Which means somebody will almost certainly wish to read them. Theobald turns back to us. This journey could provide information we would never acquire from tavern rumours. We should see the war ourselves, learn who controls the roads, and perhaps establish a relationship with Aela's household. Withraid answers immediately. Or discover why sensible travellers are heading south. This is not simply Mercia versus Northumbria, it's whether the Golden Cloak should temporarily reverse its southern plan to honour its first patron, escort an important steward into Bernicia, and place its new martial strength under genuine pressure. There is also a second decision. The wording offers either to promise that Aethelwulf will travel safely and swiftly, or to commit the entire camp to Bernicia. Ah, so we can take the whole camp, or we can just do it as a round trip. Now I'm thinking a round trip. Oh, hang on, you will travel to Bernicia escorting Aethelwulf to court event. Aethelwulf moves to stay at your camp. I think that's... Is that just for the duration? I don't understand that. How am I reading this? Aethelwulf to the court. All my camp shall travel. Okay, I think he joins our camp because we're escorting him. But basically, I think this is an option. We could take the whole camp, or we can just take ourselves. I think... I don't know what the camp is saying here, I will read it in a second, but I'm thinking we take just ourselves and we come back to camp, and then we head south. I think dipping our toe into the north, fine. Reconnaissance and scouting, taking the whole camp blindly, perhaps not. Let's see what our compatriots say. Withraid gives his final judgment. I would accept the escort if we can choose the road carefully and avoid committing the whole camp until we understand the danger. We're on the same wavelength. But once we take charge of him, we finish the journey. No abandoning the steward halfway, because the northern road proves as northern as advertised. Steinberg agrees. Theobald studies the map with growing deeply inappropriate excitement. I shall need more markers. The council cautiously supports accepting the escort, but opposes blindly relocating the entire camp. Well, that's what I came up to the conclusion of. So we are going, but we are going just with a small host. And who are we taking with us? Well, here we go. Here we go. Where is the route? Let's get a nice route planned here, because I can't see a route being 49% there. 11% in Ripon. And in Bolton. 10% in Leeds. 30 there. 17 there. 90... Oh, this is such a dangerous flipping route. We've got forests. And hills. And forests. Oh, man. I'm thinking... Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. How do we... Where's the contract gone? Where's the contract gone? Oh, I did this before. I've got to pass the time. If you quit out of it, I've got to pass the time again. Oh, how do we get to the contract now? Oh, no. How do I do this? Where's the contract gone? Oh, this happened last time I was... Oh, my God. Do I need to go back to him? Oh, I can't now. How do I do this? What's the mechanics behind this? I don't want to abandon the contract. I want to go. I want to plan the route. Schemes menu. The purple envelope. Yeah, there's the schemes menu. Nothing in the schemes menu. Situations. Have I balls this up now? Travel to complete a contract. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's an obvious place, isn't it? Right, we need to plan a route. Let's plan the route first, and then we'll decide what we're doing. It's a return trip, so I'm thinking we've got to go Ripon, Bolton, Richmond, Darlington. Yeah, the north. So it is interesting. So basically, and Marsh and I's, seeing as your character is in the game, you can give obviously your own actual real life advice. Oh, I've done it again. I hate this system. I hate this system. Right, let's try this again. Maybe go west coast along Lancashire. So you might go completely west. Completely west. Let's try that. Completely west. Ripon. Or even go Leeds. Halifax is 30. So 10, 11, 30 in Halifax. Avoid Halifax. Appleby's there. Getting there's fine. We might even have to go south. Leeds. Eskerfield. 30% there, 1, 16 in Kendal, 36. I don't think we're 30 and 17. I don't think we're getting much. I don't think we're getting much better. What's the risk by sea? Could we go by sea? 41%. 41% and then in. However, we can select sea mercenary captains or experienced captains, and that takes it to risk free. Oh, did it again! Oh, this is. Oh, God! This blasted thing! Captains. Right, so go that way. We'd have to go Bridlington. Oh, good old Bridlington! Bridlington! So Bridlington, and then there's no danger, 1% danger because we get experienced captains, which reduce sea danger by 45%. And then we get into Bebenberg, and then on the way back, we do exactly the same. Back the same way we came. There you go, look at that. So basically only 11% chance, and that's in planes, and we can't reduce planes. We know that from last time. So well done to Geezer. Ah! I press that again. God damn it! Don't press that again. Whatever you do, stop doing that. Oh, for God's sake. Right, we're in. Start travelling. We need to press start travelling. 57 days. Right, here we go. The location that the emissary is wanting escort to took the party by surprise. However, after slapping his hand against his forehead in despair, Master Damien composes himself. Well, it seems fate is taking us northwards whether we like it or not. Theobald unfurls the maps and recommends perhaps taking the western coast by Lancaster. The debate is had for some time before some voice echoes in the night, coming from some hired help somewhere in the camp. What about by sea, my lord? The whole party turned to look for where the voice came from. Can't identify the individual, but certainly sage advice that nobody had considered. After looking into the issue and debating the likelihood of being able to recruit mercenary captains to assist on the journey, it transpires that by sea might just be the way to do this. Find me that pot washer! You shout jovially. There might be a job for him here at this here campfire. Right, let's get ourselves moving. We're off. Captain hired. Blair. We've got 1 speed. You are going to the barony of Jorvik. Not for long. We are boarding ships, and then we are going to the north. Safe and sound in the waters. Hello, Radix. Welcome, welcome. If you speed your way through on like 1.5 speed, you might catch up. For a heartbeat, nothing moves. Then a wooden spoon clatters against an iron pot somewhere beyond the firelight. A young camp hand is eventually pushed forward by 2 laughing labourers. His sleeves are wet to the elbows, his hair plastered untidily across his forehead, and a streak of soot runs from one cheek to his jaw. He looks as though he would rather face the Northumbrian war than the attention of the entire council. Withred folds his arms. You suggested the sea? The potwasher nods, swallowing hard. My father carried wool along the Humber, sir. Sometimes farther north, when the weather held, armies can close roads. They cannot hold every mile of water. Theobald looks down at his western route and slowly begins rolling the map back upon itself. Annoyingly sound. Aelfwine gestures toward the young man. There. Wisdom. Freshly scrubbed and smelling faintly of onions. The route is examined again. By road, the Golden Oak would have to cross territory scarred by war, skirt hostile forces, and protect Aethelwulf through country where every banner might demand an explanation. The western route through Lancaster avoids some of the fighting, but lengthens the journey and carries dangers of its own. By sea, the voyage would take approximately 57 days. It offers a remarkably strong travelling pace and a much safer overall passage, provided experienced captains can be found and hired for 10 gold. Withred studies the figures. 10 gold is cheaper than replacing a wagon, never mind a person. He glances toward the dark coastline. But the sea does not care how carefully we plan. Storms, sickness, and bad captains kill without asking which side of the war we favour. Steinberg's mouth tightens. I cannot fight waves. Not with that attitude, Aelfwine replies. She turns her head very slowly towards him. Oh, got a bit of tension between those two brewing. Aethelwulf, who has been listening with increasing relief, finally speaks. My lord's message must reach Bebbanburg. I have no objections to arriving by water if it keeps the parchment away from every curious levy captain between here and Benicia. Our archaic ships, Crazy could not clearly. The winds aren't favourable. Theobald kneels between the map once more, now tracing the coastline. Yes, it does conceal our purpose. A company riding north might be questioned by every scout. A small vessel carrying travellers and trade attracts less notice. Unless somebody already knows to watch for Aethelwulf. The last vote quietens the table. I point towards the pot washer. Your name? Oh, got a name. The young man hesitates. Edwin, master. Edwin. I may have to consider your place beside this fire if you come out with any more pills of wisdom like that. Anyway, take the rest of the night off. You've earned it, young man. Edwin looks momentarily delighted. The council judgment is clear. The sea route is the strongest plan. By sea we go! And for all avoidance of doubt, Theobald, you're now officially part of this crew. To the north we go on ships. Let's take this man to Bebbanburg and pray the gods are kind to us. Multiple gods, of course, as a Catholic. Because why not? Not religious. I believe in many gods. Let's have a read of this. I sit by my pavilion letting the sounds and smells of the camp wash over me. It's different from a life within the safe walls of a palace. So very different. The freedom is easy to enjoy, no obligations, no counsellors, yapping or dignitaries to entertain, none of the downsides of the trappings of power. Yet these freedoms are dearly purchased. The constant scraping for survival wears thin. Increasingly every night I yearn for a proper bed. Oh, this is me deciding my future. I must claim some lands in the future. I quite enjoy this life as a wanderer. Best to keep my options open. Ooh, interesting. Theobald looks up sharply from his map. For once the former monk has no immediate correction, historical qualification, or whispered reference to Alfred of Wessex. He simply places one hand against his chest and bows his head. Then I shall serve the Golden Oak as faithfully as knowledge allows, Master Damien. I cannot promise that my counsel will always be welcome, only that it will be honestly given. Withraid extends an arm and clasps his shoulder. Honest counsel is always welcome. Short counsel is treasured. Aelfwine raises his cup. To Theobald, the man in history, to be recruited because everyone else failed to notice the sea. Cyborg, within the company and nowhere near an ear, looks toward the dark coast, and may God be kind to us. Theobald clears his throat delicately. Singular, Master Damien, though I understand sailors are inclined to maintain several contingencies. Laughter moves around the fire. The decision is made. Experienced captains will be hired. Aethelwulf will be escorted by the sea. But later, alone, beneath the pavilion, another question presses upon Damien. The wandering life offers freedom. No lord's court, no council chambers, no inherited burden. Yet freedom has its price. Uncertain work, temporary camps, and the constant scraping for survival. Increasingly, he finds himself longing for something as ordinary as a proper bed. Not yet ready to swear I must claim land. If I was going by my real life ambitions, yeah, claiming land, we've just started on the road. That's a bit of a far, it's a bit over there. I'm just quite happy to enjoy the life on the road for now. Best to keep my options open. Land may come one day, so might a permanent home, a household or obligations worth accepting, but no. I don't think it's time for us to fabricate ambition. The golden oak for now will remain free. It's not KCD music, but it sounds so uncannily similar, doesn't it? It is. Every time I hear that track, I said it in the first stream, there's music in this game that just reminds me of KCD. Unbelievable. Right, we're keeping our options open. We will get stressed. We gain provisions we don't need, but we gain the trait Flexible Leader at a 65% chance. We didn't get it. Damn you, dice gods. Dazzy. Oh, visiting Hadrian's Wall! Oh, I love Hadrian's Wall. Been there twice. It's a lovely walk. It is KCD2. Oh, KCD2 music. Well, I've not heard KCD2 music, but it sounded like KCD music, so that makes complete and utter sense. Thanks for that, Nagisa. Did not know that. Right, we are here. Hi, Olive. Welcome. On our trip north, we decided to keep the entourage small. Smaller entourages pass by much more conspicuously than larger hosts. We take Theobald with us so that he can at least map and chart our course for future endeavours. We take our trusty Withers with us, and God forbid we leave Twinkletoes behind to keep an eye on camp in our absence with Cyborg. God only knows what those two will get up to in our absence. But we shall give them some bonding time. We set sail on the ships in the company of a mercenary captain, and gods be praised, she knew her job well, for we managed to reach our destination without any incident. It doesn't seem very responsible. We don't. They put Henry in the game as part of the collab, did they? That is very cool indeed. So we're leaving Twinkletoes behind, the soon-to-be Camp Stooge, as a test to see if he can hack it. Hopefully we won't come back to a burnt-down camp in Jorvik when we return. Hopefully after a successful mission. Right, I am bought before Petty King Ayla himself. Let's take a look at Petty King Ayla. We know him from before, but let's refresh ourselves because he was some kind of a treacherous villain, I seem to recall. We must be very careful here. Deceitful, callous and arbitrary. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Do not offend this man, whatever you do. It's a good job we kept Twinkletoes at home. We didn't think of it in these terms, but if anybody was going to offend this man, it would have been him. I think we've done well in choosing who's coming with us here. Helping himself to the food, if that's his only crime, we'll take it. It's better than pissing off a petty king of a war-torn land in the north. You have come at my acquaintance, Earl Aethelred's behest, no? On what business, he asks. Aethelwulf steps forward. I speak for the Earl of Lindsey, but the message I bear is fit for your ears alone. Come, we shall speak in my chambers. Master Damien, your service is noted. You may remain as a guest in my castle. Oh, it's nice of him. What can I do whilst he's chewing the fat with Earl Aethelred? I think we've got an exceptional. Have we got an exceptional success? I think we've got. I think we have just unlocked an exceptional success here, folks. Second in a row. Oh my god. Because I delivered him so quick. Well, aren't we quite the competent host? Ah, look at this. I don't know what AI is doing, but it's having a big long think. Right, we're going to head back to camp. You've gained and excelled at contract hook. Excelled at contract. We are heading back. Yeah, Jorvik is under siege. We're heading back to a war-torn Jorvik. Oh dear. The sea route is proving to be an absolute boon. 201 coins in our camp purse. This is very good news indeed. Are we back? We're back. Tooltip modes, I don't need you, thank you. Criminal contracts, few nights, move camp for new contracts. Right, we have returned. Pause it for a second, it is now the 7th of May. Almost my birthday. What do these characters? Do these characters get a birthday? Is that just the 1st of January, is it? Probably. To create a character. Anyway, so we have achieved success of the exceptional variety, and the Golden Cloaks should surely be making a name for themselves now. That's two highly proficient performances. Let's enter into Jorvik once again. I don't know. Oh, we can't visit the capital. Oh, the North Riding is besieged. It's besieged, so we can't visit the castle, which makes complete and utter sense. So we have camped just outside, watching the smoke, the you know, the war. I don't know, war siege engines. Do they exist in these times? Not safe for us to enter. Pardon me, but yeah, exactly. Pardon me, besieging army. Pardon me. How many days has passed? We started on the 12th of March, so we were about 2 months into the session. Right. I'm thinking now then that we head south. We can't see whether or not there's any more contracts. Jorvik is besieged. We're now far too close for our liking to the war. The war is literally on the doorstep at this point. So we need to head south. Now, I think we'll go to Lindsay first. Wales has loved this time of year. The pot washer's speaking up again. Wales could be a good call. Wales might not be a bad call. There's worse places to go. We could go to the south first, swing our way to Lindsay, see what lie there, and then, of course, as always, the county capital or the capital of the land, which would be Warwick at this moment in time. We could swing by to Warwick, and then sort of manoeuvre our way here. Who knows? Could be a jaunt into Ireland. It depends which way the wind takes us, you see. We're not committing to anything particular at this moment in time. But, yes. So we can't do anything in the north, can we, at the moment? Or certainly not in Jorvik. So I think we should pack up our camp at this point, take all personnel with us, and it's time to get to Lindsay first. It's time to get to Lindsay. So let's see how this move camp option works. The palisade's still being built. Oh, we've almost finished it. Well, we're moving now. It's too late. It's too late. You should have finished it quicker. I don't know what you were playing at. I mean, goodness grief. Give me 1 second. And then we shall move camp for the first time. you click the move camp to discover new contracts, still tip. Move camp to discover new contracts. Where does it say that? So if we click on that, well, this is the first time in general. Yeah. So we could go anywhere, but we're going to escape. I mean, I don't know. Should we go to Leeds? I can't help but think, let's just go to Leeds just to say we've been, and then we go south. Go to the motherland, you know. I can't say there have been any contracts any closer to Leeds than there is to Jorvik, but I could be wrong. The button to the left of your coin. %. So we've got a couple of people. These are. Oh, should we put Seinberg as our caravan master? She's average as a caravan master, and I suppose having an average caravan master might be better than having no caravan master. Could well be. Yeah, having some coordination is better than none. And you know, she spoke sage advice, good advice in the camp. Seems to know what she's talking about, and we've hired her for a reason. We've a good feeling about her. And she's honourable, probably trustworthy. Right, let me stop this. I don't know what it's doing. It's been thinking for the past 10 minutes. Right, I'm thinking Seinberg. We're going to recruit her. We're going to recruit her. So Seinberg will become our caravan master. Poor Aelfwine. I mean, he makes a good caravan master, an average caravan master too, but he provides less martial ability, less travel safety, but slightly more speed. But I'm thinking without martial, without a martial character, without a fighting man, safety is probably the better option. So, Seinberg, you have been promoted to a position of import when I finally returned. So we get to Leeds in 7 days, no dangers, no nothing. Oh, look at that, took the danger right down to 1% from 10, so she's already making her usefulness known. She's the only one in our entourage. We travel, no need to do anything else. Let's go see Leeds. Screw it. Oh, I've done it again! Jeez Louises. Done it again. Right, that's it. Boom. That's it. Go. Move. 50 provisions. We're off to Leeds. Oh, it's paused. Whoa! You're going to the Barony of Leeds. We're there. Hey! We're in Leeds. 10th of May. Oh, we arrived on my birthday. This could be a good sign. This could be a good sign. Right, let's take a look. Can we visit the... We can visit the castle holding of Leeds. Ooh, exciting. And then we're going to head south. Start in Lindsay, see what's around there, and then to there, and then we'll see what happens after we get there, who pops up. Yeah, need to visit the... Oh, please. Game. Not game. Refresh this. Bear with me, folks. My DM has decided to go and take a cigarette break. Well, I don't know. Depends who your DM is. They come with their own problems. There we go. Let's have what we're doing now. Whirring incessantly. Diddly dee. Diddly dee. Right, we're off to the castle. No man is an island. Oh, hang on. Oh, something went wrong. Please try again. Should I try it again? No, we're not going to try it again. We're going to leave that. We're going to try a new one. Right. Where are we? So we can give our caravan officer a job, which is a paid job. She can stock up for travel, so this is useful when you're travelling, obviously. Prepare armies, and then you can also improve her skills so she gets better. So when we are not travelling, it makes sense for her to do that, and when we are travelling, stock up for travel. We have to pay her a salary, or on this occasion it's taking a little bit of prestige away, but yeah. Right. We successfully deliver the emissary to the petty king of Northumbria, who is ecstatic with the haste and speed of which we delivered him, and we take full reward from our trip. We return safely, proving that by the sea was certainly the best option. Upon return, the camp hasn't burned down, although not without Twinkletoes trying his hardest. Seinberg reports back all happenings in camp in our absence, and in doing so, not only appreciating her due diligence in ensuring we were kept abreast of all matters, she is proving herself quite knowledgeable, and so we decide to test her by promoting her to caravan master, trusting her with the responsibility to ensure that we travel safely upon our journeys. She seems like she would provide reasonable in this role. And our first stop on the road, Leeds. Swing by there, escape the war-torn Jorvik that is currently under siege, and head to the location nearest to take stock one final time before deciding on what to do in our quest further south. Let's see who resides in Leeds Castle. Right, so local training grounds, we know the drill. Let's go for able-bodied garrison men, who will probably be expensive. No, not massively so. We've got 200 coin now, so we've got Hereward and we've got Serdic, and then we've got, don't forget, we've got wandering people who we've met before as well. So Serdic is 21. Lustful, generous, wrathful, and irritable. 12 prowess, 12 martial. Is he filling a role that we don't already have occupied? Not really. Not really. I've got network errors here, unfortunately. I think the chatbot's gone down. Gone down. The DM has checked out of the building. So, yeah, I'm not overly keen on Serdic. Unfortunate name also. Who's the other fella? Hereward. 41. Absolutely useless. Chaste. Generous but gluttonous. Perhaps not the best of traits for a mobile camp that's looking after its provisions. Honourable lackey. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Right. Mingle in the tavern. Got 3 up for recruitment. We've got Aethelstan, we've got Beowulf, and we've got Aedred. All pretty pricey. But that doesn't mean we won't check them out. So, hey, oh, he's High Steward, Athelstan. Good, strong beard game going on. Fortune builder, brave, arrogant, but just. 19 stewardship, 12 prowess. I think he's not bad. And the hair and beard alone definitely is a winner. But for 100 coin, Bjornwolf, another learned fella, novice physician, charismatic negotiator. He's also a genius witch, brave, sadistic, and fickle. 204, perhaps not. And Adred, arbitrary, calm, and trusting, tough soldier, hunter, military engineer, and Hale. Decent. He might make a decent bodyguard. Calm and trusting. Arbitrary. Not the biggest at the end of the world. A tough soldier, a hunter, a military engineer, and Hale. I mean, as bodyguards go, you could have worse, but 100 coins. Is any man worth 135 coins? Aelfstan the Cocky, Bjornwolf the Reckless, and Adred the Placid. Withred hums and peers at the prospects as I consider which candidates to recruit. Yeah, I'm not thinking any of them. But how about a story? We've not heard a story for a while. And we hear a story by somebody by the name of Leofrun. Shy, gluttonous and zealous. Naive appeaser and an eager reveller. And once again... Oh, we need to lose some stress. Did we get stressed? We did get stressed, didn't we? We picked up some stress. Where's our stress stat? Can we see it? 40. I mean, if it's only 3 stress at the end of the day. I think this is probably better. Oh, he's off again. It's Withraid's turn to dance now. We've got exotic learning for 3 months. Okay. And finally, the town crier might have something for us. Hear ye, hear ye. Master Town Crier here, sir. The name's Osric. Have we come across him before? I don't think so. Stubborn and ambitious. Two diplomacy contracts. Now that we could definitely work with. Definitely work with that. Let's take a look. We have uncovered some new contracts. So good old Leeds has borne some. Oh, it's pushing us towards Wales. It's pushing us Wales way. What have we got? We've got 2 options. Improve ruler reputation or improve ruler reputation. I suppose it will depend on which ruler we want to improve the reputation with first. Which one calls out to us more? Let's take a look at the first one. So this is Earl Skewell. Looks like he's a jovial fella. Could be wrong. Mastermind philosopher. But hideous. Well, it's not all about the looks, is it? Shy, generous, and chaste. Generous sounds good. He might be generous with his reward. Right, you got a success. You got exceptional success. 74 gold for a regular success. And 84 for exceptional. That was pretty decent, wasn't it? Serious inquiries only. Well, we are very serious people. We don't mess about. I don't know if you've heard about us at Earl School of Cheshire, but yes, we are known for our competence around here and seriousness. Depends on who you ask, of course. But right, so you are under the control of Petty King of Mercia. So you fall into Mercia's realm. Ah, okay. We can service that. Can be serviceable. More Mercia ties. And this one here is so I'm assuming he's probably improving the relation between him and his liege, maybe. And this one, Earl Amithwig, who's Prince Rodri the Great of Gwyneth. ChatGPT, yes. It seems to have had. It seems to be having a massive issue. It's completely just crashed. It's a shame, but never mind. So Earl Iolo of Amithwig. Now he is deceitful, brave and greedy, misguided warrior, aggressive attacker, and he's got a bit of a lisp going on. A bit of a lisp man. Not many shoes, is he? No, looking at the two rulers, I'm thinking we've got the Mercia tie. We've got a much more an Earl we can be on board with. Generous is nice. Not that it affects the outcome here, I don't think. But what was the other guy paying out of interest? Sorry, I didn't check the minor details here. He's paying much less, so it does affect. I'm wondering if these numbers are to do with the fact that he's greedy, so he's paying less, and he's generous, so he's paying more. Or if that's just random chance, but I don't think it. I think it must pay. It must feed into it, surely. Anyway, I'm thinking we accept Earl Skule. Diplomacy. Our diplomacy isn't horrendous. So, and we have. Don't forget, we have also got Withers, who's got. He knows a thing or two about these arts. It's a pity we can't actually get this working, because we could have a little bit of fun with this one. But I don't know what's happened. But we're going to go anyway. Let's get the road open to us. It's only a stone's throw. The Hills of Castleton. 16%, 1%. 3% and in 22 16. That's hills. We can reduce hills, I think. What's that? 29 days. Not on my watch, love. Not on my watch, caravan master lady. Come on, we're going the long way round. We'll go to there. Go to Salford, Northwich and in, and then back the other way. Bang. Surely got to be better, right? 33 days. What was it before? Can't remember. And this is hills. Can we reduce hills? We can reduce hills. Boom. Safe as houses. Safe as houses. I talked about that at the start of the stream. Terminator style. Terminator style. Right, anyway, so we have managed, in liaising with Seinberg, aka Cyborg, we have come up with a plotted and safe route to Chester, where we will be taking, of course, Withers with us, certainly primary, because he's very good at all things diplomacy. So his counsel will be much appreciated on the road here. So without further, we've got to click it again. Let's go. Fancy being plotted up in Leeds. What's the chances of that happening? It almost happened. It almost happened. Bettering the Earl's name. So, visited Offers Dyke. It's no secret that Earl School's reputation isn't all that it could be. Unhappy vassals, worrisome mutterings about tyrannical behaviour, a dearth of intangible prestige, all signs that can point towards a shaky grip on power than most lords would like. Paying someone to clear up such misunderstandings won't come cheap, of course, at least not if I have anything to say about it. So improve the relationship, or the reputation rather, of Earl School. What's his minus 5%? Success. Minus 5%? Is that where we start? We start at minus 5? That's not a good start. I thought we were decent at diplomacy. 15. So this is all based on something. So this is based on the scheme target is a count. That makes it more difficult. Growth. It grows at 10% per phase up to a maximum of 40%. We get extra growth because of bartering and a steadfast camp. So this is just get on with our task. This could be remember we're here to earn. So this focuses on a higher success chance. This focuses on a balanced range, and this focuses on a higher scheme phase length. So we appoint agents. Now we don't have a lot of agents to appoint, so like this one gives you 2 diplomats. So diplomats would be good for getting more success, but we've only got 1 diplomatic follower really, unless we want to put 2 of them in. Aelfwine's diploma. Oh, his is 14 actually. We've got 2 decent diplomacy people. We are underestimating our poor Twinkletoes, and his is 20. So if we get 2 diplomat slots and put both of those guys in, that could be a good one. Right, this is a scheme. So we've got 2 diplomat slots. So these tell you how much maximum scheme chance they contribute, and that's 29 and that's 22, both of which is absolutely fantastic. So let's get you in there. So Withraid is helping me on this one. Old Withers has been ordered to task, and Aelfwine is also helping us out by being our diplomatic council on this one. Now let's see if Seinberg can produce. Seinberg can produce musical accompaniment, apparently. Look at that. I think her stubborn trait's helping. Yeah. She's got many strings, no pun intended, but she's got many strings to her bow as a cyborg. Yes, I can get you across the map safely, or more safer than without me. And I can also provide musical accompaniment when you're trying to improve the relations of the higher-ups. They like my strumming, you see. Hidden talents, cyborg. I knew there was a reason. I brought you along for the ride. She's strumming the harp in the background. Diddly diddly doo. Diddly dee diddly doo. So we have all of our camp followers put to task on this one. All hands to the pumps. So basically we just need to figure out when to trigger it, because we work on phase length and we get 10% per phase length, and every 3 months is a phase length. So at what point we have to decide, do we want to fire the scheme? So we could wait until it maxes out, but that's going to be what? At -5? That's going to be at least, well, 10 ticks, 30 months. That's what? Near enough 3 years. I'm thinking we get it to around about 65-70% tops, which would be 7 phases of 3 months. 20. That's 20. It's just less than 2 years. I don't know if events during the scheme phase can push it up and down like a siege events kind of thing. So we'll just roll with it, but we can't execute. Or you can spend advantage. I don't know what that means. We'll roll with it. we've done all we can. We've got everybody set to task. We just need to hope that we're not going to screw this up. Oh, so we need to go at least 5 phases anyway. Okay, that's cool. So at that point we'll be near enough 50%, so... Right, at this point we better put it to 2 speed, because we aren't going to be doing anything other than watching this go round. So I'm going to try to reset chatbot again. Something went wrong. Right, let's try again then. The party have travelled to Leeds safely and then moved on to the Barony of Chester, where we have accepted a contract, having found 2 diplomacy contracts on the notice board in the courtyard of the Castle of Leeds. That the Earl, is it the Earl? Who is this fella? Oh, do you know what I think I've done? Did we go... Oh, hang fire here. Hang fire. Where is this man? Earl of Skule, that's the fella. Earl Skule. Where is this Earl Skule fella? When he's at home. Cheshire. There he is. Where's Cheshire? Oh, it's here. Oh, it's there. We've travelled to Cheshire. To assist Earl Skule with improving diplomatic relations. And the camp perimeter has indeed been completed, so we could construct another building. Now, let's have a look. Camp perimeter level 1. Finally. Oh, we've got some. We've got some life. Finally, it's back in song now. Let's see what it's managed to pick up out of the past 3 messages that I've sent, which have not been processed. Oh, so it has recognised a few things. Okay, so the road south has finally begun in earnest. Let's have it on 1 speed whilst this is happening. We need to catch up. Jorvik's smoke and siege noise fall behind the company. Leeds gives the Golden Oak a brief place to breathe, but not a reason to remain. 2 diplomacy contracts appear upon the castle board, and one bears the seal of Earl Skule of Cheshire. So the wagons turn west. By the time the company reaches the Barony of Chester, the land feels different. The roads are busier, the settlements less hollowed by war, and the castle stands amid the movement of merchants, clerks, armed retainers, and petitioners carrying grievances from one hall to another. Theobald studies the seal twice before nodding. Earl of Skule of Cheshire, yes, master. Not Leeds. We found the work there, and the man himself holds court here. Aelfwine smiles. A useful distinction. Would have been awkward improving relations with a man in the wrong county. I just picked up my own confusion. Scienberg, now entrusted as caravan master, has already seen the camp settled, the animals checked, and the baggage accounted for before joining the others in the courtyard. The journey was orderly, she reports. No losses, no stragglers, no surprises. I intend to keep it that way. Withray gives her a small nod of approval. A caravan master who counts people as carefully as provisions. Promising. The diplomacy contract suits the company better than a battlefield would. Damien's reputation now rests upon more than good accounting. He has delivered an emissary swiftly through wartime waters, earned the confidence of Aethelred, and gathered companions with very different talents around the same fire. But improving diplomatic relations can mean many things. It may require mediation between rivals, persuading a reluctant neighbour, repairing an insult, entertaining envoys, exchanging gifts, or discovering that one party has no intention of being reconciled at all. Theobald rolls up his map. Before we advise Earl Skule, we should learn who dislikes him, why they dislike him, and whether peace is genuinely desired or merely useful for the moment. Ooh! Hang fire. The Golden Oak enters Cheshire with its first maritime success behind it, a newly appointed caravan master, a lawkeeper whose knowledge has already proved useful, and another patron willing to see whether Damien can bring order not merely to ledges and roads but to people. Right. Where is the contract? Let me see this. Shoo-be-dee-be-dee. Shoo-be-dee-be-dee. So we have, is this oh, let me just, got to feed it a few things now because we're behind. Okay, you get a wee cook, blah blah blah, right, perfect beans. Perfect beans. Right, that's the contract we are working with. Earl Skule. He's got one subject. Subject doesn't dislike him. He likes all his courtiers. His liege, Petty King Burger's opinion of you 17. Maybe he's trying to increase his lord's opinion, perhaps. Who knows? Nickname the Compassionate. My leader, you have heard what they call you. My knight Aethelwine says to me while smirking. He's holding a cup again. Look, he's holding a cup. The DM has got it right. He's holding a cup, a goblet of wine here. We have got your number, Twinkletoes. We have got your number, sir. If wine gets 30 opinion, you get 150. So is that Master Damien? It has, yeah. Master Damien the Compassionate. Very nice indeed. Right, where's my scheme? There we go. Elfwine approaches with a cup already in hand and a smirk that warns Damien the conversation is unlikely to remain solemn. It noticed it, and I told you, it's role-playing me very well. That's the first thing I noticed. He had a cup in his hand. Oh, dear. Great minds think alike. My leader, have you heard what they call you? I glance over. I have been called several things since leaving Jorvik, most of them by you. Ah, but this one has escaped the camp. Aelfrine raises the cup. Master Damien the Compassionate, they say. Peasant and noble alike. Apparently. Spectacular, is it not? The words land more heavily than the teasing delivery suggests. I had not sought a grand warrior's name. I had conquered no fortress and spilled no celebrated blood. The title had grown from smaller choices. Feeding strangers, rewarding companions, refusing criminal work, protecting an emissary, offering places by the fire, and treating people as more than tools. Measure of the man, you see. Withred hears the announcement from across camp and gives a quiet nod. Better to earn that name than choose it for yourself. Seinberg folds her arms. It's a reputation worth protecting. Who's that? Oh, I think she was pinned. Compassion without judgment can be exploited, but judgment without compassion makes a poor leader. Theobald looks genuinely moved. Tear in your eye there. Good old Theobald. Names such as these become records, master. Once repeated often enough, they cease to describe only what a man has done, they begin to tell others what they may expect from him. And Aelfwine rises his cup even higher. Precisely! Which means you must now behave... I've lost it. I pressed... compassionately at all times. Lest the entire affair become terribly awkward. Well, I suppose I can get used to this name. Cups are raised around the fire. To Damian the Compassionate. I think that's quite a fitting name, if I do say so myself. Right, let's have a look. The scheme is at 35%. I think we're doing alright. We'll keep it ticking for now. Nothing's happening at the minute. Progress stands at 22%. This is a surprisingly coherent little reputation machine. Blah de blah. Steinberg provides the public ceremony. Respectable songs, formal welcomes and martial dignity. She may not consider herself an entertainer, but a disciplined warrior, visibly endorsing school, lends him credibly no paid flatterer could manufacture. Around the evening fire, Aelfwine studies the arrangement. Withers assures everyone that Earl Skule is dependable, Cyborg makes him appear dignified, I make him sound interesting. Between us we may accidentally create a competent ruler. Steinberg's stare could curdle milk. I am not singing. No, Aelfwine agrees, your expression already conveys several compelling verses. A lady of multiple talents, you jest. One evening. Caravan master, you saw us safely here. Commend you on your first job. Let's hope you get us back just as safely, but you took me by surprise with your musical talents. Cyborg, I must admit. And I don't know what you're laughing for. Twinkletoes. I've been doing some thinking, you see, lately. Now, bear with me on this one. You see, morale is a very, very important thing to have on the road. It can be the difference between success and failure when challenge rears its head, when difficulties place themselves across our path. The camp morale being high could see us through events which might ordinarily break us. So, with your dancing, your joviality, I can't really see any other role for you in this camp than as our stooge. Now please don't be offended and see it for what it really is. It's my understanding of the importance of camp morale, and I can see no better person around here that would raise it at a time of need than you. What say you? Is he going to like it? I don't know. Have I sold it well enough to him, do you think? Have I sold it? In the meantime, I am interrupted from my stroll near my pavilion by the approach of a nervous stranger, a man introducing himself as Benjamin, and is clearly as alien to Cheshire as I. Oh dear. He looks like he's Jewish. Aelfwine's laughter stops. Hang fire. Not altogether, but enough to show the words have landed somewhere deeper than the joke. He turns the cup slowly in his hands. Your stooge? Steinberg looks across the fire, clearly waiting to see whether the evening is about to become memorable for the wrong reason. Rithraid lowers his spoon. Aelfwine looks back at us. There are two ways a man may be given such a title. He rises, smoothing his tunic with exaggerated dignity. The first is because his companions think him a fool, useful for noise, laughter, and little else. His voice remains light, but the eyes do not. The second is because someone understands that frightened men need laughter, tired men need distraction, and angry men sometimes require a ridiculous dance before they remember they are brothers rather than enemies. A small smile returns. You have chosen your words dangerously, Master Damien. Fortunately, you then explain them rather well. Oh, good. Rithraid lets out the breath he had been holding. Aelfwine places one hand against his chest. I will accept the office, with one condition. He points a finger towards us. I remain your advisor. You may call upon me to lift spirits, distract an anxious camp, charm an unfriendly hall, or humiliate myself for the common good. But you will not mistake entertainment for emptiness. He raises his cup. I shall be your stooge. A beat, but I shall not be your fool. Steinberg gives a firm nod. That's fair. Rithraid's mouth twitches. Does the office require dancing? Aelfwine looks personally wounded. The office requires sacrifice. And he then turns to Steinberg. And apparently our caravan master is a musician. Between her talents and mine, the Golden Oak may soon become impossible to approach quietly. I performed one song, she says. Aelfwine steps around the fire and offers me his forearm. Very well, Master Damien the Compassionate. When the road grows hard and the company's courage thins, I remind them why the journey is still worth making. The appointment is accepted, not as a demotion into comedy, but as a recognition that the morale is part of leadership. And Aelfwine will remember that I explained the trust beneath the title before asking him to wear it. You see? Inspirational I am. I can twist many an arm. Right. Camp Stooge it is. Where is he? It does actually mean that he gets a -5 opinion, but he already likes us. Plus 100, so it's fine. We have a Camp Stooge. It's got to be him. He's always in his cups. Right, so he's the Camp Stooge. You raise your own cup and nod to Twinkletoes. Fear not. I have already sought your counsel on more than one occasion. Advisor you already are and shall remain. And as for humiliation, I promise you this. I shall not humiliate you in the slightest. I think you can humiliate you, Stooge, for camp morale or something, but we have promised that we will not humiliate him, so that is one option that we will not partake in. I think it's somewhere here. Is it? Activities? I don't know. I'm sure you can humiliate your Stooge for a reason, but no. Aelfwine holds your gaze for a moment, weighing the promise. Then he inclines his head. Good. I can enjoy being laughed at. I can enjoy being laughed with. I can even enjoy being laughed at when the purpose is worthy, and I have chosen the part. Okay. Right, what is this? Oh, so I think this is a follower that we are looking to recruit. Friend and join camp. Help him find a home. Begone, vagabond. I mean, he's got good learning, and I think we're quite a compassionate and welcoming sort. So I think we should invite him to camp. Aelfwine Twinkletoes, now the stooge of the Golden Oak, while remaining one of Damien's trusted advisors. Here we go. Where are we? Benjamin. Yes, diplomatic work. Diplomatic work is not quick work. 4th of April, 868. One evening round camp, a lone man is seen approaching. He announces himself and is escorted inside to speak with us. He stands with his hands visible, already braced for rejection. He is a wandering rabbinist, homeless in a land where he is plainly regarded as an outsider. His opinion of us upon first glance, well, he barely knows us. A poor, wandering, helpless rabbinist. I mean, he looks, what is he? He's got mastermind philosophy, diplomat, humble but callous. He's also obese. Interesting. The stranger is brought into the firelight. He is Damian, 35, Ashkenazi and a rabbi. A wanderer from Westmoreland. His clothes are road-worn but better kept than those of a common beggar, and beneath the nerves there is a sharpness in his eye. He carries no family, court or patronage with him, only learning, a guarded manner, and the uncomfortable confidence of a man accustomed to surviving among people who expect the worst of him. Theobald studies him first. You are a scholar. Scholar recognises scholar. Benjamin's eyes flick towards the books beside the former monk. I have studied enough to know how little safety knowledge buys a man without friends. His abilities appear considerable. Highly learned, capable mind for intrigue, and respectable competence in other areas. He is no helpless petitioner. He can read, write, investigate, perhaps fill the very scribe's place until the still vacant in Earl Skewell's reputation campaign. Interesting, there's a spare slot for scribe available. And this man could be the one to scribe for us, under the watchful gaze of Theobald, of course. But his reputation is not comforting. Those who know of him, or believe they do, describe him as a bold villain. You ask for protection, says Withers, and promise lifelong loyalty. Those are large words for a man who does not trust us. Benjamin gives a tired, humourless smile. Trust has not kept me alive, Master. Caution has. Cyborg sits upright. And what exactly are you fleeing? Men who had decided what I was before asking who I was. Their expression remains guarded but not without sympathy. Theobald leans closer to me. He would be useful, Master. Exceptionally so, but usefulness is not innocence, and an outsider is not automatically virtuous because others have treated him unjustly. Aelfwine looks between Benjamin and me. This is awkwardly well timed. The whole county has begun calling you the compassionate, and now the world has produced a homeless man of another faith to check whether the name includes inconvenient people. A point I have noticed myself. I do not ask you, says Benjamin, to share my faith. I only ask whether your camp has room for a man willing to earn his place. Of course, it does. You come because you have heard of our reputation, and therefore you knew the answer before you arrived, but you will make yourself useful, and I am going to put you to good use in an important role already. You have a place by our camp, Benjamin, but you will be briefed on what you are going to help us with. It is an important task, and I'm going to put you to the test already. We are currently trying to improve the relations of Arul around here, and we have a need of a scribe, perhaps. You will speak with good Theobald here, who will brief you on our ask, and you will prove yourself useful by noting down all important items that are discussed and make note of all advancements made in our objective. Look at that. That will also hopefully help. So we have our band of merry followers all helping. We're at 49%. What a little camp of merry men we have. And ladies too. Right, we're at 63%. I think we give it another 3 months and then we decide what we're going to do. Whether we're going to max it out. We've got execute scheme. We can spend advantage if we need. Benjamin's guarded expression shifts. Not into trust, not yet, but into something far less defensive. He needs a nickname, by the way. He looks from me to the document spread across the table, then towards Theobald and his ever-growing fortress of maps, books and loose parchment. You offer shelter and immediately give me work of consequence. A faint cautious smile appears. That is considerably kinder than treating me as an object of pity. Theobald rises and offers him a place beside the table. Earl Skule of Cheshire wishes his reputation improved. Withred and Aelfwine are speaking among the influential. Steinberg is supporting the public presentation of the effort. He lowers his voice slightly. Our task is to ensure that what is said remains consistent, credible, and wherever possible, true. Benjamin studies the existing notes. His eyes move quickly, identifying repeated claims, missing names, and places where spoken praise has not yet been preserved in writing. You have diplomats generating words faster than anyone is recording them. At last, says Aelfwine, a scholar who understands the scale of the problem. Oh, what about poor Theobald? Benjamin sits. Then I shall catalogue each argument, who heard it, how they responded, and which claims can safely be repeated. Where testimony conflicts, I will mark it rather than choose whichever version is most flattering. Steinberg gives an approving nod. Good. And if you discover something that harms Skule's reputation, ask Withers. I tell Master Damien privately. The scribe who records only convenient truths is merely a liar with better handwriting. Right, we have him in place. $77%. Right, we're going to pause it there. How quick does it go up, by the way? 10% per phase, so it's another year. So, do we chance it now or do we wait? An interesting one. So, the arrival of Benjamin has transformed our effort. The Golden Oak no longer merely spreads favourable stories about Earl Skule. It can track which stories are working, where they are spreading, and whether the campaign risks contradicting itself. I'm going at 9. I'm going to come back, yeah. We shall actually check in with the walls. Good idea. The work is being carried out in earnest. It's now the 30th of June 868. Much time has been spent in Cheshire. Time to check in with the Earl, or should we turn over a few more stones to make sure we've covered all angles? So Benjamin is actually classed as a friend. Right, so whilst we are pondering what we're going to do with this scheme, I'm actually thinking if it was me, we've waited this long, what's waiting another 9 months to be absolutely 100% sure? It's not as if we're going anywhere fast, and war is still ravaging the lands. Let's take a look at the war from the perspective of Jarl of Jorvik. He's currently still attacking Northumbria but losing. So Northumbria are winning this war. But he's also having to defend against White Shirt's brother, who is also invading, fighting for Lothian. So Lothian must be one of the northern regions, right? You know, where's Lothian? Where's bloody Lothian? But anyway, yes, old Jorvik man here, not having a good time in the north. What's happening with East Anglia? They are winning against the Vikings in the north here, so that's good for them. Mercia winning on both fronts. So the Vikings aren't having a good time of it at the moment. So, Benjamin has closed the ledger. We have supporting testimony, consistent accounts, enough favourable voices. More parchment will not necessarily produce more truth. We are prepared properly, so now finish the work. Right, we're going to chance it. The guidance has been given. Chance it. Oh, abandon contract? I don't think so, my dear. Right, so what happens when you execute schemes? Let's have a look. So you can see, so you need at least 10 advantage. Execute with confidence, leverage advantages, cover every angle. So this is a 77% chance. 6 advantages, improve the relation, seize the moment. We are 43, I'm not getting any younger. It might even be 44 now. We passed our birthday, didn't we? Might be 44 now? 44? Yeah, time is not on our side. Not on our side. Right, so let's seize the moment. See what happens here. Oh, hey! We have been success. Of course we have. Of course we have. Why wouldn't we be? This is the golden oak you're talking about here. How long did it take? I can't remember when we started. When did we start? It's surprising how much a few little words in quiet corners can change a situation. A whisper here, a comment there, an action defended at dinner wouldn't have nearly the same meaning coming from a landed magnate. So, we get 84 gold. We've got 281 gold. 60 opinion, 150. You add Earl's Skill to your roll of patrons. You get a wee cook, make progress to the legacy of Elmet, decision and provisions. 24th of May. So it's been just over a year. Nicely done. The scheme is an exceptional success. Not through one grand speech, but through dozens of smaller acts. A defence offered over supper, a rumour corrected in a corridor, a favourable account copied and carried onward, a song performed before the right listeners, and the quiet repetition of Skewell's virtues until doubt began to sound unfashionable. Earl Skewell receives Damien with undisguised satisfaction. It's a curious thing, he says, turning one of Benjamin's carefully prepared accounts in his hands. Praise from a powerful neighbour is always suspected of concealing a bargain. Praise from a courtier sounds purchased before it is even spoken. But a wanderer, man who may leave tomorrow and owes me nothing beyond the work, that carries weight. We receive the full award. Outside the hall, the company gathers. Withraid looks first to the payment, then to the provisions. Enough coin to keep moving and enough food to choose our road rather than have hunger choose it for us. Scienberg allows herself a satisfied smile. My first journey as caravan master brought us safely here. My first musical commission has apparently improved an earl. Benjamin has indeed passed the test. Right, we have a long path ahead of us. We need to return home. So we are going to return home, if we've not already done so. Ooh, I've gained a level of fame. My glory is widely known. Glory be to me. We seek no glory. We just seek a happy camp. A safe and happy camp where people enjoy the delights of revelry. Is it time? Do you know what? Is it time for revelry? Let me pause this as we finish the session. There's two things to finish the session. The first thing is we have now become distinguished. Word is definitely being passed around that the Golden Oak are a highly competent bunch when one needs some work carrying out. Cyborg continues to prove her worth as caravan master as we make it safely back to Leeds. Unfortunately, as we return to Leeds, we find out that it is under siege. Perhaps time will tell that it might be time for us to move. But for the time being, we camp far enough away from the hullabaloo of the war engines and gather round the campfire to contemplate what to do next. 281 gold pieces. Not a bad haul for a band the size of ours. The perimeter, upon our return, much to our surprise, is now complete. Took the labourers long enough, but hey, not done a too shabby a job. Which means that perhaps another building might be in order. Supply tent, barber's tent, baggage train, mess tent, a roaring campfire, or perhaps a proving grounds. Many things to consider. But before we do, would now be the time to reward the camp after 3 successful endeavours. A moment of revelry, perhaps. Let the camp bond further. Enjoy the fruits of our labours. And pick things back up perhaps in the morning with sore heads. I'm thinking the proving grounds would be a good choice. We've been told that we need that building when we visit the castles. So I'm thinking a proving grounds could be a good one. But I'm thinking Camp Revelry is going to be the way we're going to finish this session. I don't know whether it actually signals a chain of events or not, but we'll find out. And then we shall determine at the start of the next session which building we're going to construct, and then we're going to decide where we are going to go next. We have another diplomatic contract which puts us into the land of Wales. We don't have to move our camp to go there. We can do another round trip and get that done. There's one further south, Regale Court. Wales is looking like a potential for us to venture into next. Follow the diplomatic contracts. Safe, secure, they take time, but they get us known in the upper echelons of nobility. I rise beside the newly completed timber works and look around the fire. 3 endeavours, 3 successes, 2 new patrons, a safe road north and a safe road back, and 281 pieces of gold in the chest. I look across the camp. Withers, Twinkletoes, Cyborg, Theobald, who's escaped a nickname right now, and Benjamin, who's yet to be named. Quite the collection of people that we are amassing. We speak often of discipline, you say, but discipline is not endless labour without reward. It is knowing when work must be done and knowing when people who did it deserve to enjoy what they have built. Time for revelry, I cry. Aelfwine is the first to lift his cup, rather unsurprisingly, before I've even finished. Ah, at last! An administrative doctrine with popular support. Everyone raises their glasses, and the revelry is begun. Food is brought out in quantities normally considered irresponsible. Ale passes around the fire. Steinberg is eventually persuaded to play, though only after extracting a solemn promise that nobody will call the performance the Ballad of the Caravan Master. Aelfwine dances, badly as usual. Deliberately, he insists. I am the stooge after all. Then sometime after darkness has settled across the camp, another sound joins Steinberg's music. A lute. The melody comes from just beyond the perimeter, lighter, warmer, and more intricate than anything heard around the fire so far. A slim young traveller stands beyond the gate in a feathered cap, shoulder-length black hair shifting in the night breeze. His clothes are those of a minstrel, though the ease of his posture suggests someone raised around finer halls and roadside fires. He finishes the verse before offering an elaborate bow. Forgive me, I heard music, laughter, and the distant sound of a man murdering the art of dance. Aelfwine freezes mid-step. The stranger smiles. I thought I had found either a celebration or a remarkably cheerful execution. He rests one hand upon his lute. Leonard of Wessex, though those kind enough to remember my songs call me Nightingale. His forest green eyes move across the banner, the completed perimeter, and the gathered company. Would the Golden Oak object terribly if a travelling bard exchanged a song for supper? And perhaps the story of how a wandering company became distinguished whilst camped beside a siege? Aelfwine slowly lowers his cup. Master Damien, I believe the world has just sent someone to challenge me for my office. The revelry has found its musician. And so another wanderer has entered our camp. Ollie, I believe this is your character, who has been introduced to us. You give the new arrival a look up and down. You heard correctly. I mean, bad dancing and a caravan master doubling up as the evening's musical entertainment. It's good, but it's not specialised. And of your talents will be most welcome. So enter, join the fun, and strum us a tune. I'll assess whether you're worthy enough to stay the night. Welcome to the camp, Leonard. So we have Leonard and we have the monk fella, Theobald. I like how he's put them in at opportune moments. We did revelry and along came a man with his lute. Perfect. Did we do revelry, by the way? Did I not click it? Did I not click it? Oh, I need to click it. Hold a small celebration at your camp, funded by gold, but modified by your stock of provisions. Let's do it! Plan camp revelry. Select the destination. Here. What's it a travel? We won't travel anywhere. Oh, we have to actually plan this out. Leonard places one hand over his heart and bows with considerably more flourish than the muddy ground warrants. A fair arrangement, Master Damien. A song for supper, and supper for the opportunity to convince you that one song would be a terrible waste of me. Aelfine looks towards Steinberg. He has been here 7 breaths and is already negotiating permanent employment. Efficient, Steinberg replies. Manipulative. You're just jealous. Aelfine drinks rather than dignify that with an answer. Leonard steps through the completed perimeter and pauses briefly beneath the golden oak banner. His eyes move across the timberworks, the crowded fire and the distant glow of siege engines beyond Leeds. Quite the backdrop. A golden tree planted beside a burning city, he murmurs. That is almost offensively convenient imagery. He accepts a cup but sets it beside his boot rather than drinking immediately. Then he settles the lute across his knee and begins to play. The first notes are light enough to quiet the nearby conversations without demanding silence. The melody gathers warmth as he watches the people around the fire, shaping verses from what he sees rather than reaching from some familiar tavern standard. He's actually he's created a song here. No crown above, no hall behind, no lord to name the road. Just timber raised and promises made and comrades sharing load. The northern tide, the Cheshire word, a sealed and guarded page, a golden oak with wandering roots still growing age by age. So drink tonight, you road-worn souls, let war wait past the flame, for men are weighed by what they build, and mercy earns a name. The final chord fades into a silence that lasts just long enough to prove the song has landed. Very good. Could you repeat the second verse? Says Theobald, reaching for some parchment. Leonard points at him. Absolutely not. A song loses half its dignity when pursued by a clerk. Well, Master Damien, have I purchased the evening? His tone is playful, but the question beneath it is real. He has travelled alone, and however casually he wears the road, the complete perimeter and crowded fire represent something a solitary bard rarely possesses. Safety without silence. Tomorrow, should you still find me tolerable, we may discuss whether your wandering oak has room for a nightingale among the branches. It's very clever wordplay, isn't it? Oak, nightingale among the branches. I like that. Very clever. I shoot him a smirk. One song? I might need to hear a couple more this evening before I make my final judgment, you joke. Right, how do we set up camp revelry? Recreation? Befriend or a fireside chat? You want to focus on reducing stress by looking for stress-relieving opportunities. You are set to gain your target's favour. This often leads to friendly events and options. I do try my best, my liege. I think we'll just go for recreation to start with. Guest of honour. The local ruler may be invited as a guest of honour. Can't revel with Saturday screams in the background. Shh, we can't hear the screams. Leonard! Play louder, we can still hear the screams. We can't have a guest of honour, but we can invite other guests. Are they all coming? Can we not invite other guests? Or can we only invite one guest to the revelry? Who are we inviting? I think these guys are all coming anyway. So Steinberg is so Steinberg's a friend as well, is she? Oh, she's friendly with. She's a rival. She's a rival with Withraid. Oh, we're going to have to keep an eye on the camp. Okay, so this is a job for me off camera. I think I need to take a proper deep dive here into the camp's thingies here. Relationships. So she's a rival with Withers, which is nice. What about Aelthwine? He's fine. Where's Binyamin? Binyamin's my friend. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing here, folks. Not a clue. Anybody know how this option, as this works? Oh. So you've played a few more songs, Leonard. Can we call him Bin Man? Can we just leave it empty? We could just leave it empty. Other guests. I don't know whether what's happening with these guests stuff. Everyone's invited by default. Guest of honour is like someone else. Okay, so these all come anyway. Thank you for coming up here. Activity options at no cost. Meagre food. I can't put any more food. We need a supply tent. So we've got meagre food and sparse drinks. Start camp revelry. Meagre food. Oh, we have to say it. Yeah. Oh, meagre offerings. No, start camp revelry. Does it actually start? I would imagine it would start camp events, right? Hosting activity or hosting a camp revelry or awaiting activity guests. Right, we're going to pause it right there. I need to go and get my mum's medications. Right, folks. So, yes, we are camping and just outside Leeds Castle. Revelry, music, meagre food and offerings whilst there's a siege going on nearby. But, nonetheless, it's, why not? 3 successful missions. And we look to what we're going to do next. So off camera, I'm going to just go round the map, look at the wars, look at the leaders, look at the contracts here. I'm going to look at the relationships of the followers, update it all into the source documentation because it'll feed into the roleplay. And then we will decide what we're going to do in the next session. We'll see what happens in the camp revelry in case we get some events firing. And we'll take it from there. But yes, we have added to the growing band of followers, both virtual and actual, and it's starting to feel like some dynamics are beginning to come together. We've got our own moniker, Compassionate, and we've risen up in the world to Distinguished. So all in all, I think it's been very successful, our journeys. We've not travelled in terms of camp location very far, but we've been to the north, we've been to the south, we've been to the west. We're just scouting where we might want to put our camp next. But Leeds for now is where we are. But once we've reveled and revered, it's time for us to move because it's a bit too close to the war. Sick of people screaming at us. But anyway, thanks for suggesting. If you want to take part and create a character to have them be introduced into the story, like Leonard and like Theobald as well, head to the Discord server, character sheet there. Fill it in, and I input them in and have our DM insert them at appropriate moments. So go forth, enjoy the rest of your day and your evening, folks. Next stream of this next week sometime. Got a busy weekend. I've got christenings to go to, so we'll see what happens. But for tonight, at least, Leonard has earned his place beside the fire. Whether he earns a permanent branch in the Golden Oak will be decided after the ale, the songs, and the morning's clearer judgment. After a couple of hangover cures, perhaps. But anyway, folks, hope you're enjoying. I am certainly enjoying, and we'll see where this story takes us next. Until next time, see you soon.